Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very interesting and exciting session with Major General Sudhakar Jee. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jadav. It's always a delight to actually connect with you and convey whatever best is known to me for improving the awareness of our people on multiple subjects. Please go ahead.
Sir, let us begin with the first point of discussion is that the security agencies in India have uncovered a potential terror link network in Delhi following the arrest of a suspected operator from the Ghazipur area. His name is Shabir Ahmad Lone, who is believed to have links with Lashkar-e-Toiba and is part of the active sleeper cell network. And so you can see each and every week, more and more sleeper cells are, they are catching the intelligence agencies in India. We know that just a few weeks back, they caught another group of people who were monitoring and the security camera movements of the army people in India. So this is a huge thing, isn't it? Because now it's increasing because India is doing well economically compared to the other countries as well.
Yes, Jadav, firstly, compliments to the NIA and all the entire security apparatus, intelligence apparatus rather, for having busted this particular module. My take on the whole issue is that Pakistan is going all out to redress its grievances in this method. It wants to destabilize India. It wants to balkanize India. It's a very slow, incremental, graduated step, and the means and methods they keep changing from place to place. But what is of interest is that an area which generally is dominated by Jaish-e-Mohammed, you find the Lashkar-e-Toiba module or the sleeper cells are getting exposed. And to the best of my understanding, despite the fact, you see, in order to contain and counter the assertiveness of Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed had been created. So now it appears that the Lashkar-e-Toiba has come into the area of operation of Jaish-e-Mohammed. It is the Lashkar-e-Toiba. It is take your mind back to 26/11 Taj Hotel attack. They were involved in that, and Jaish-e-Mohammed was involved in, if I respect my memory, in the Parliament attack, in Pathankot attack, and host of such kind of attacks. There appears to be some kind of a coordination and collaboration of late. This has come to light after the post, I would say, Operation Sindoor. Now, these are all new moves by Pakistan ISI, and they want to integrate the efforts of forces which are inimical to India's interest, regardless of their fault lines and lack of common paradigm and understanding. Now, when these two forces, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Toiba, they gang up, it becomes a huge potential, potentially dangerous kind of a organization. So each one has got its plus points as far as conduct of terrorist operations are concerned. And this busting of this module will go a long way in achieving the linkages across the country. Presently, they are focusing on the capital of the country, New Delhi, and soon it is going to fan out to all over India. So I'm glad and very happy and proud that our intelligence agencies are doing a commendable job for which they need to be supported, they need to be complimented, they need to be given due recognition at appropriate time and place, because this is how it is going to keep our country free of such kind of nefarious activities, which is our potential to destabilize. And when I say destabilization, it is by means of publication of articles in order to change the mindset of the people, to mobilize the opinion of the people, and also infiltrate into media houses, infiltrate into people who have the potential to actually carry out influence operation, and put Indian democracy and sovereignty of the country under very high stakes. So, therefore, it is a good, well begun, I would say, half done, and our intelligence agencies would do well to carry on, uh, catching such people and reaching out to the roots and the linkages across the country, across the capital of the region.
Yeah, and especially since yeah, Pakistan is suffering from inflation, and also the fact that Iran is turning back all the Pakistan-bound ships, so they have a severe problem of gas supply as well. So any day, Pakistan could be in huge crisis, isn't it?
Yes, Pakistan is going through turmoil inside. They're finding it very difficult to cope up with the emerging challenges. And given the current ongoing conflict in the Middle East, they will be one of the countries which will be facing the consequences of this conflict. They're dependent on Middle East for oil, and also it is a established fact that Pakistan has been smuggling the and particularly diesel. They say almost to the tune of 35% of the diesel requirement of Pakistan comes through the border between Pakistan and Iran by methods of smuggling. And this is definitely going to impact Pakistan as well. But we also need to keep in mind the central role they are being given to play, despite the fact that blood is in their hand, on their hand. They have been sponsoring terrorism. So, whether this way or that way, they will continue to reap benefits and advantages by virtue of a common border with Iran in times ahead. Back to you, Jaydev.
Yeah, because we have, NIA has arrested Matthew Van Dyke, who we spoke about earlier, and there are so many such CIA operatives, who's trying to somehow create, problem inside India. So we have talked about, the links with the Chinese Communist Party, the ISI, and the CIA. So all these forces, do you think, will work in unison to somehow, create huge problems inside India?
Yeah, you see, ultimately, when you talk about CIA and the China's organization called as United Front Works Department, United Front Works Department, they may not have any kind of collusion, but the issue remains that the United Front Work Department is already operating with ISI of Pakistan, and ISI of Pakistan is operating with CIA. So indirectly or directly, this is how the collusion, crystallizes. When you talk about China and USA against India, so this is again a very, very dangerous kind of a move which is taking place, and India has to remain absolutely alert and be vigilant in order to counter it effectively. And also, don't forget about the conference which I often keep mentioning. Sometime in the month of June 2025, on the sidelines of a mega event which took place in Kunming, where Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Chinese foreign relations officials, they got together in the name of economic collaboration. So I always say they take advantage of such kind of collaborative facade, and behind the scene they carry out collusive activities to destabilize India. Therefore, India would do well to keep in mind these kind of collusions and um, try and bust them and prevent them from conducting any kind of uh, terrorist linked activities or activities related to destabilization of India in times ahead.
Yeah, and so coming to the US Israel Iran war, and now Iran has launched an attack on water desalination plant in Kuwait, which has killed one Indian worker. So now Iran is attacking desalination plants in the GCC countries. So this is a very grave issue because it can lead to water shortage and a catastrophe, isn't it?
Absolutely. Iran has been saying that if Iran is attacked by any force which is in proximity in the Persian Gulf countries or from elsewhere, Israel, then Iran will continue to retain its the initiative and response matrix to retaliate. And when you talk about Iran attacking the desalination plant, you look at how the civil assets, universities, and infrastructures which have been already destroyed by the collective military might of Israel and USA. So, in response to this, if Iran does something like this, it is going to hit the survival of a particular country. I am given to understand that they are targeting the desalination plant in Kuwait, if I am not wrong, and it is definitely going to impact. So, if the warfare or the ongoing conflict continues in this manner, then it is going to lead to a kind of a anarchy in the entire region. It will expand beyond the regional boundaries of the Middle East. It may go beyond this. And also keep in mind that Iran's assets, as far as the oil is concerned, that is the energy segment, and also its own desalination plant, they are also under threat and have been attacked very vigorously by USA forces as also the Israeli forces. So this two-way process of exchange of fire to civilian assets is going to actually devastate and bring about catastrophic outcomes, which is very dangerous in the ongoing conflict. This may push Iran to a status of launching guerrilla warfare against the American forces in the region.
Yeah, and now Trump has threatened to blow up a range of civilian infrastructure in Iran, including all of Iran's desalination plants. So, do you think Donald Trump will really do this? Hard to
Yes,
predict.
absolutely. Donald Trump, till some stage in time and level, it will continue to assert its dominance by posing a threat at such kind of potential targets, civilian targets. To name a few are the desalination plants, so the power stations, so the energy segment. But beyond a point, it will continue to strike so as to isolate Iran and weaken Iran. And Iran is mindful of these kind of escalation matrix. They also have taken recourse to retaliating whenever they have been hit, which is threatening the very survival profile of the country, the existence. So, this way, it is going to bring about huge losses and cause avoidable misery to the common people and the civilians. That is what the real danger is. And where is it going to lead to? I doubt if there is peace going to come into the region. I doubt this if this conflict is going to come to an end like the way it is being presented by Donald Trump and his team. To me, it appears that it is going to be a long haul, it is going to be a long drawn affair because there are issues related to petrodollar gradually gravitating away from dollar usage of dollar as a currency for buying of petrol to yuan, that is of China. So this is the center of gravity of the entire game plan. And USA, to retain its status as a superpower, It needs steady inflow of wealth, as has been told by the governor of Federal Reserves, as also the chairperson. And the steady inflow of wealth will come only if companies, oil companies, they go into Middle East in a stable law and order and peace and harmony. That will take place provided the GCC countries uh, start restoring their faith and confidence and credibility in the USA armed forces, whose bases continue to exist despite having been devastated and decimated by the retaliatory fire of Iran. And therefore, they might have shifted to hotels, but the fact remains that USA is continuously revising and continuing to extend the conflict until it achieves a total dominance in the region, weakens Iran to considerable level, as also a new target, new objective has come into existence, that is to clear Strait of Hormuz and ensure freedom of navigation, so that the vessels carrying fuel, almost 20% of the oil and gas pass through Strait of Hormuz on daily basis. So um, it would do well if it continues to keep this particular passage free of interference from Iran. Whether it will happen or not, uh, time will tell us. But at the moment, my take on the whole issue is that merely by bombing uh, it may not be possible. They have to have boots on ground, which may lead to um, large number of coffins and the body bags of USA going back. Iran will lose its people as well. But for USA and Israel, it actually matters much more than that of Iran. Israel, in any case, is doing it for its existential justification. For USA, it is to attain the supremacy and the authority of petrodollar, and also uh, give a pushback to China and its dominance in the region. It will also bring in countries like Russia. And we hear that Zelensky has come into the Middle East and gone in for a collaborative agreement with GCC countries for manufacturing of the drones and the counter drone warfare. So it is going to escalate in times ahead. I don't see any peace and harmony coming back in shortest possible time frame that one visualized earlier. Back to you, Zainab.
So, how do you think China and Russia is helping Iran at the moment? In what way?
Uh, you see, Russia has been open about its support to Iran. To my mind, it is the availability or provision of accurate intelligence provided to Iran. And because of accurate intelligence, Iran has been able to retaliate and hit pinpointed targets to include the radars, the surveillance mechanisms, the command, control, and communication centers, the aerial platforms, to name a few, including one F-35. They have lost more than 16, 17 aircrafts in the recent past. And one is they call it IC aircraft, which is supposed to be the best performing aircraft and aerial platform which can see everything about the enemy. One of such aircrafts has come down. It has not come down, it was hit when it was starting on the airfield. I think it happened yesterday or day before yesterday. So they have total 16 such platforms. Out of 16, one is gone. So this should raise a question mark in the capability of USA, which is declining by the day. And last but not the least is the strategic reserve of the ammunition. When you talk about the interceptors, you talk about Tomahawk missiles, talk about the Patriot missiles, and different kinds of warlike stores which they are putting to use against Iran. They are also depleting by the day. And keep in mind that the manufacturing time required for one interceptor is 1.5 to 3 years. The cost of one interceptor can range between 1.1 million to 11.1 million. One of the advanced interceptors I was going through a couple of days back is costing something close to 111 million dollars. And they are using this kind of equipments or Tomahawk missile or any such missile which is being used to counter a very cheaply produced drone under the brand name of Shahid 136. Shahid 136, earlier it was costing $20,000 a piece. Now I believe because of mass production, the cost is reduced to $2,000 to $3,000. And to negate one such kind of a drone, attacking drone, Americans have been using a missile which is costing close to $4 million. And when you want to neutralize an aerial platform like the Shahid 136 or the Shahid series of drones, one missile is not good enough. You may have to fire at least 2 to 3 missiles, and 2 to 3 missiles means 4 into 3, $12 million to $2,000 worth of cheap variety of Shahid 136. So the of cost of the conflict is being raised by Iran, and the basic doctrine which Iran is following as of now is rope the dope. That is Muhammad Ali's strategy. You weaken, you tire the opponent so much so that the opponent comes to such a level that it becomes easy for Iran to give a knockout punch. Whether Iran has got a knockout punch or not, I don't know. But they have been following the method of mosaic defense. And secondly, that is mosaic defense is the decentralized means of command, control, and communication and coordination. And number two, they have been using the cheap modes of drones to actually weaken the enemy. The interceptors in Iron Dome today have actually reduced or depleted in their holding status, thereby resulting in easy penetration by multiple kinds of missiles, be it the ordinary missiles or be it the cruise or the ballistic missiles or or you talk about the hypersonic missiles. So Iran has got a vast array and inventory of these missiles, and it has shown its hand only to a restricted level. Selected targets are being engaged with this. The oil refinery of Israel has been hit again at Haifa, and which is definitely going to impact the energy security and the functioning of schools, colleges, hospitals, industry, etc., etc. So it is going to put Israel in total darkness in times ahead, as it appears. Same goes for the other GCC countries in the region. So therefore, escalating conflict by Donald Trump and Israel actually has encouraged me to coin a term called as escalation entrapment. Escalation entrapment means it is the any escalation, any extension of the ongoing conflict by one day or more than one day is going to push Donald Trump into such a kind of a trap that its dependency on China is going to multiply, and its decline in its dominance as far as the petrodollar is concerned is going to increase day by day. So when that happens, then to actually look for a suitable safe exit or honorable exit will be very, very difficult to achieve in respect of USA. So therefore, to say that uh, the ongoing conflict and the escalation with threats to use the Marine Corps, I believe 3,500 or something close to that figure they have already reached, close to Middle East. They would be deployed anytime soon. And there are threats of USA to bomb Karg Island. Karg Island produces almost about 90% of its oil produced in the entire country. And uh, the 90% of out of this, it actually goes to China at a discounted price. So one hand they're trying to push back China's dominance, number one. Number two, they're also trying to restore the dominance of petrodollar which I apprehend is going to be a losing game, because Saudi Arabia, as a country, in the month of June 2024, the crown prince had gone to the extent of announcing that, as against the 1973 Brent petrodollar agreement signed between Saudi Arabia and USA, that oil can be purchased only by a currency, that of US dollar, no other currency. The Crown Prince has gone to announce that oil could be purchased by any country in any non dollar currency. So that is a slow process of de dollarization, which Donald Trump is very fearful of, because the dollar dominance at its peak was around 86%. It had come down to 54% during pandemic. And experts say if it goes further down below 50%, then it will be irreversible. As on today, with great difficulty, they have managed to stabilize at around 58%. But there are fears that with these kind of new practices and opening up purchase of oil against the petrodollar commitment in non-dollar currency is going to open up and accelerate the process of de-dollarization. This is what Donald Trump is actually fighting against. So whether it will happen or not, one thing is very clear as far as my assessment is concerned. To prevent slow process of de-dollarization, or protect the petrodollar dominance, this ongoing conflict is going to witness a very extended and a long drawn kind of a conflict, unless some meaningful and substantive steps are taken with sincerity by Donald Trump to make a sharp and blind U turn and get back to his country, which is already on fire, which is burning because of different issues. Back to you, Jaydev.
Yeah, coming to the last point, Modi ji spoke to Crown Prince and PM of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and discussed about the ongoing conflict in West Asia and on the freedom of navigation. So, do you think? What do you think of this particular meeting?
Uh, India has been doing well, treading the path of multi alignment and trying to retain the spirits of strategic autonomy in its foreign relationship. And it is calibrating its different approaches. And towards that end, our Honorable Prime Minister deserves to be complimented, and kudos to him, that he has not only spoken to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he has spoken to all the GCC countries, he's spoken to the leaders of Iran, trying to maintain a very balanced relationship with everyone. However, the fact remains that the Strait of Hormuz uh, doesn't belong to Iran. This is an international strait and it is supposed to be kept open. But Iran has been demanding, as we know, that the fifth demand has been that the Strait of Hormuz should be an integral part of its sovereign and territorial rights. So, if that happens on the lines of Suez Canal, and they also go on to say, like Suez Canal, any vessel passing through Suez Canal, the toll has to be paid. Similarly, Iran is also demanding and collecting toll from vessels passing through this particular passage, which will not be conducive for peace and stability returning to this region in an early time frame. So that can happen provided a kind of a opinion mobilization takes place, and opinion mobilization will take place provided leaders like our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaches out to everyone there in the Middle East and brings about some kind of normalcy or restores normalcy to Strait of Hormuz by the process of diplomacy and dialogue and I would say relentless pursuit of strategic and tactical level communications, because the channel of communication has to be kept open. And Iran has already categorically demanded that and responded that the 15-point peace formula, one of which is about the free passage through the Strait of Hormuz, may not be accepted by Iran as of now, because no country would like to be intimidated the way Iran is being forced to do so. In my opinion, multi-pronged approach to persuade Iran would do well, and maybe India has to play an even more important role, because almost 40 to 50% of crude, 60 to 65% of LNG, and 90 to 95% of the cooking gas comes from the Middle East for India. So if this is impacted in a manner, and the distance is very short to India, so therefore it is going to impact India much more seriously than any other country. Although China is going to be impacted quite seriously, but more than China is what matters and how it impacts India. So towards that end, our honorable Prime Minister is going, I think, extra mile out and reaching out to this leadership in order to come to a practical, viable, and solution which is very much desirable in 21st century. And I am very optimistic that this is going to pave the way forward towards a lasting solution.
Yeah, that was a wonderful session, Sudhakar Ji, and thanks for coming. And Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.